Hello, my name is Tony Fain.
And I'm Josh Kaplan.
Together, we are Sunscreen Mist.
Sharks, we are here today asking for $400,000 in exchange for 15% equity in our company.
We all go out into the sun, and we all need to protect ourselves with sunscreen. But applying traditional sunscreen is inconvenient, and it's easy to forget.
And if we do apply it, well, most of us are applying it incorrectly.
But don't worry, Sharks. We've got you covered with our amazing new sunscreen mist machines.
The first ever machine that applies the FDA recommended amount of sunscreen in just seconds.
So no more, you do my back, I'll do your backs.
No more, I missed a spot.
And no more unexplained tan lines.
Sunscreen mist machines are here for you when you need them the most.
We currently offer 2 models, our booths and stations. The booth is operated in just 3 easy steps. Step 1 is insert payment.
Now we accept many different payment options. Cash, credit, we can even program our machines to accept hotel room keys.
Step 2 is choose your lotion. And step 3 is close your eyes and receive a full body mist in just seconds.
That's it?
Amber is now protected from head to toe.
There's no need to rub in sunscreen mist.
Is your stomach covered?
Andy and Morgan are going to demonstrate our sunscreen mist stations, which are perfect for places such as theme parks, zoos, outdoor festivals, or golf courses.
You simply point and protect. Don't worry about the clothing. Sunscreen mist lotions are made with a purified water and aloe vera base, so they won't stain your clothing.
Sharks, the sun shines somewhere 24 hours a day.
And with the right partner on board, you can help us protect the world.
People have been using sunscreen for decades. They never had a problem applying it. Have you just solved a problem that doesn't exist?
I appreciate the question. For decades, skin cancer has been rising, and it is now the most popular form of cancer.
So you're
in the
suggesting
world.
everybody's putting it on incorrectly and finally a shower in the middle of the beach is going to solve it?
It's increasing point of access for consumers.
But her stomach didn't get any of the lotion.
There's no
It didn't
shine
cover
on her
her
stomach.
entire
Yeah,
body.
it didn't look like her stomach had gotten it.
So the machines are actually designed for where they're going, so we can program the amount of time, and they also change in depth and in power of the spray jets.
Do you have any of these out there in the market anywhere?
We absolutely do. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, we have them in New York, in New Jersey, Florida.
So you have it on a beach as a standalone unit.
Yeah,
And
it's terrific.
tell me, how much do I pay?
Depending on where it's placed, will cost anywhere from $1 to $5. If you're at a Las Vegas pool, you're probably gonna pay closer to $5 because that's what water costs.
$5 for a sunscreen? Why don't I just buy a bottle of sunscreen?
But Josh, walk us through it. Who paid for the machine to get there? Does
Either
the hotel buy the machine from you?
Exactly. There's 2 different models that we go through for our sales. So we have exclusive distributors that actually make a commitment to buy a certain number of machines.
And how much does the machine cost?
The station we wholesale for $69.90 and retail it for $14.
$14,000?
$14,000?
Correct.
No.
Yeah, correct. And on the
For the standalone one?
For the one spray, the 2
little
spray,
sprayer.
we wholesale it for $84.90 and we retail it for $17
A
approximately.
2 spray means it just give you 2 sprays.
2 lotion choices, correct.
You mean that big booth is 17,000?
No, the booth we actually wholesale for $12.7 and we retail for $31.5.
31,000? That's 31,000 sprays just to get the money back?
Well, we also have done $325,000 in the last 3 months with these machines. So that's 12 units at basic, I believe it was 7 different customers.
So I can buy a
And-
used helicopter or I can buy this?
Wait, you were saying that you were in New York, New Jersey, Florida.
Yes.
So who was paying for it in those places?
Well, recently we had the Governor's Ball in New York. We had 1,300 customers in just 2 days. 1,300 customers in 2 days.
But how does that answer Lori's question?
The owner of that machine actually takes the machine to different events in that area. So that was one of the events that they had the machine.
Okay, so you're basically being like the ATM business, basically, where you're gonna lease this, sell this to some entrepreneur in some location, and then it's their job to find the locations to host this, and then hope they get enough customers to pay it back.
That's one side of the business model. The other side of the business model is we also will deal direct with large corporations.
Tell me one large commercial or enterprise company, a cruise
That
line,
pays.
hotel.
MGM Grand.
Yeah, that's actually paid
That's paid
so
for.
for.
MGM
Check.
Grand bought a booth.
MGM Grand in Las Vegas. We did a proof of concept for a few years. It went wonderful.
Years?
Years?
We had 2 years, yeah. We did approximately 250 people a day on our high end, but they redid their entire pool deck area. And so when they redid it, we wanted to pull back
In terms of getting massive distribution quickly, there are companies that actually develop big vending programs. They put it in a leasing program for retailers and pool operators and outdoor guys. And you just sit back and collect your piece, which is essentially a royalty licensing deal. Why not do that?
We are actually in talks with one of the largest companies that does that with hotel chains all across the world.
Okay.
We welcome them in with open arms. But if it's somebody else that's just somebody that grinds like myself, I've been grinding since I was 14 years old, that thinks they can go out there and get 12 customers on day one and buy 12 machines, then we'd love to be able to sell to them.
I've been listening very intently, and you know how I feel about it? It feels so complicated, this whole thing. The whole business plan feels complicated. That machine is so large, I can't imagine you selling any more, honestly. It's a smaller machine, even though it looks small by comparison, it's still too big. I'm out.
Okay, so, I mean, I hear you guys talking about this route and franchises. I can't follow the bouncing ball. I'm out.
I appreciate you listening. I appreciate your commentary. Hopefully over the rest of the pitch, you reconsider. Thank you.
You guys exaggerate everything. Talk about retail, yet you don't have any retail customers. There's nobody at retail to sell to, right?
Well, we're working on a residential.
No, but see, there you go again, right? Because
We've had requests.
no doubt you have.
Right.
There is no market at all that you have right now for retail.
We've just been operating this business for 3.5 months. The reason why we need to partner with
You had it for 2 years on
that was
proof
not,
of concept.
that was not
So-
full time. That was before we knew we wanted to commit our careers to it.
So,
Yeah, we did.
so you guys
we
put it on. You
proved
guys
the
see when you were doing it.
Mark,
I
we
gotta roll
proved-
up my pant legs, and it's just like what you said there is the perfect embodiment of who you guys are. You made somebody pay you to do a proof of concept that lasted 2 years before you were even sure you were going to be in the business, right?
Mark, just say,
Mark,
I'm
I
out.
appreciate all of the
I'm
input.
out.
And the reason is because we're getting hundreds of requests a day to sell the product.
Do you have
That's fair
hundreds of
enough.
people coming to a day to buy the machine?
We get hundreds of leads through these message boards a day.
Which message board are you on?
Well, quite frankly, the internet searches is just been organic by posting PR web, press releases.
I'm out. I am so
Thank
out.
God
I am
he's out.
so out.
Thank God
I'm
he's
so out. It was a simple question.
Message boards
What
is
internet
actually
message
something-
boards were you on? And then you start talking about organic
Because
searches.
I wasn't involved in message boarding.
I think Mr. Cuban is out.
This to me is all about convenience. It's not really re-educating the public.
Lori,
but you don't have enough proof of concept for me. I wish you had come in and had said, we have Intercontinental Hotel chain, or we have something where I knew it was working. At the moment, because you don't have enough proof of concept, I'm out.
Let's imagine we walk into a zoo or a theme park, okay? We apply our sunscreen, and an hour and a half later, the sun is beating down, and you feel like you are really getting red.
No,
So what
I
we're
think
going
we've
to do
gone-
is
we've gone
provide
through
the
that model.
convenience.
Look, guys.
The other thing, Mr. Wonderful.
Look,
may I say?
I'm
Okay.
looking at it
Let
saying.
him finish
I
his
just wanted to
sentence.
finish the-
No,
it's
you're
very
so rude.
important.
He didn't
I'm
interrupt
out.
you.
I want,
out.
Mr. Wonderful,
All right.
go back 3 words. I want to hear your sentence.
I'm out. Who's in?
Who's left?
Nobody.
Bye, guys. Good luck.
Barbara and Lori, if there is any way you will reconsider being out,
No.
if there is any way.
Guys, come on.
You guys,
Thank
I appreciate it, but there.
Lori, stop.
These will sell.
Laurie.
Thank you.
You better go.
Guys, I
Thank you very
appreciate your
much.
time.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck.
The tank is really hard. I've been in a lot of atmospheres, done a lot of pitches. It's very hard to stay cool and consistent. We did our best. What can you say?
Wow.
Every time I asked a simple question, he gave me everything but the answer.
Yeah, but
Mark,
you totally
in this
lost
case,
your cool.
you were
my
dead
God.
on.
Next into the tank is a scientist with a way to make medical testing more humane and effective.
Greetings, organic humans. Kevin. My name is Dr. Christopher Sakules. I am the founder and CEO of Sendever Labs, and I'm seeking $3 million in exchange for 10% of my company. Sendever Labs designs and builds the world's most sophisticated synthetic human tissues and body parts. Made from salt, water, and fiber, just like you and I, our products employ materials that mimic the properties of human tissue. These products are used throughout the medical industry to replace live animals, human cadavers, and even human patients in trauma training, surgical education, and medical device development. Our flagship product is what you see here. It's the Cadaver Synthetic Human, and it's something that you can do practically any surgery on. So what I would like to do is get a few volunteers to come down and take a look at it.
I like to look
I like
at
to
it.
see it.
Right, I'm dying to see it too.
So you can feel that it's moist. This is about 85% water by mass. It has every muscle, bone, and organ in natural human anatomy.
It almost feels like chicken, raw chicken.
It feels exactly like live tissue. We've spent about 20 years doing the development of the tissues itself.
And how do you
Can
do
you warm it
surgery
up?
on it? Can you cut it?
You can cut it. It's basically a big 3D jigsaw puzzle.
Wow.
It's a brand new system.
It's a cadaver-like alternative.
Yes, sir.
basically.
Yeah.
What's the price point compared to a cadaver?
It costs a lot more. Cadaver
does.
will,
Because
yes,
this is
it does.
reusable. Cadaver's not.
How much
Cadaver
is
will
this?
cost you $5 grand, 10 grand, depending on where you are. This is a $40,000 model, but you keep it forever.
Oh, do it again. Do it again. No, it's cool. Make the eyes close.
God, freaky.
This one is called the Anime.
Do it again.
All right, let's go sit down and listen. Relax, you're good, right?
Tell us about your company.
Well, we started in my garage about 10 years ago.
I didn't think
make-
doctors started in garages. I thought that was for tech people.
Well, I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD doctor. So,
PhD in what?
Polymer science. My master's is material science, and my bachelor's is mechanical engineering. I used to do a lot of animal testing. The expense that's associated with animal studies is pretty horrendous.
Why?
Just because of all the associated professionals that go with it. Anesthesiologists, veterinarians, the facilities you have to house them.
It's interesting stuff. You're looking for $3 million for 10%. You're valuing the company at $30 million. You must have some sales.
We have 10 million in sales.
Wow.
Chris, your sales were 10 million in the last 12 months?
10 million lifetime.
Lifetime.
So that's mostly over the last 3 years. We did 5 million this year.
But how should I value your business?
Well, we've got sales that are doubling every year. We're also part of a joint venture that's vying for, $150 million in U.S. business next year.
Is there anybody else that's doing this?
We are the only company in the world that does this, and we have 10 issued patents that cover the technology.
So I'm familiar with the medical device sector. I invest in it. And the public companies that are 100 times larger than you trade between 11 and 20 times their free cash. That's the range.
I mean, we could be making quite a bit of money if I wanted to.
Whoa.
Why do you
Well,
not
that's a
want
good
to?
thing.
Because he wants to keep on growing the company.
I'm not at all interested in the money. It's just a tool to me that I use to hire people.
You're not interested in making money.
That's not my motivation. Medical training is extremely important. It's a way to save lives.
But what about the profits? Do you care about those?
I will at some point.
It's not encouraging words to an investor. You want me to give you $3 million for 10%, you're imputing a $30 million value on it.
Well, that's based on the assumption that we're going to be much more valuable later on.
Everybody that comes in the Shark Tank says that, whether they're selling candy or dead guys.
Here's what doesn't add up for me. I gotta believe you're one of the top guys in this field,
I'm the world leader in this field, yeah.
okay? Why are people beating a path to your door?
He's missing a businessman. You need a businessman to make money, and you're not him. But you cannot build a business unless you're interested in making a profit. I'm out.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't agree with your statement that I'm not interested in profit. I would say that it is not what
Top
I'm
priority.
interested in right now.
But think about how that sounds to an investor.
Right.
You know what? To me, it sounds absolutely logical and reasonable.
Because
Chris,
you're
let
going to
me-
look like that thing on the table before you get your money
Chris,
back.
let me go back
That is
to
not
this.
true at all.
Well, when am I getting my money back?
I don't know.
Well, that's a good
you were
answer,
right,
right?
Chris.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
Chris,
an
you were
honest
right.
answer.
Keep asking you the question 15 different ways. When and how do I get my money back, and how many times multiple do I get? Get me excited about that.
Well, I don't know that I can predict how large we're going to be because it's a new sector that's been created.
See, you don't have that passion about driving the business. And I understand. You're a scientist. This is what drives you. But for me to invest in you, I have to feel that you're going to protect my investment and make it thrive. And I didn't hear that here today. And for that reason, I'm out.
Thank you.
The sales are a little underwhelming given the potential that you talk about, but you haven't been able to articulate what my expectations should be. Don't you see the risk in that in terms of getting a deal?
I do.
You don't care.
I wouldn't say I don't care. I don't
Let me
want
talk
to.
to the dead guy.
I don't want to lie to you.
I'm out.
I'm not in this space, but I like complexity. It's a big barrier of entry to other people. I think you're onto something. I think what's missing is simply an avenue to sales and distribution and marketing. And Kevin's partly right. You seem a little hesitant about taking advantage of that.
I'm a scientist. I'm not that guy.
Christopher, here's my offer. I'll give you the $3 million for 35% and an equal board representation. I'm not trying to control you, but I need somebody on that board who's waking up with a passion to go to market and sell this stuff with the same passion that you have for research and development.
I'm sorry, Robert. I'd love to work with you, but that's more equity than I'm prepared to give up right now. I know this is not the last money I'm going to have to raise, and if I give up a third of the company now, there won't be enough left in the tank to
That's
get
an
there.
$8.5 million valuation Robert just made you, and you've passed on that.
I very much appreciate the offer, Robert, but at that level of equity, I can't accept. I'm sorry.
Look, Krista, you made an educated guess, if you will, on what the best valuation is. There's a long way to go. If everything you're saying is true in terms of competition, 50 million valuation is underselling yourself dramatically, right? The technology is only going to get better. You're only going to improve the product. I just can't make those decisions right now. And just throw 3 million at it and hope I got it right. It's not about the valuation. It's about the risk reward. And so for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you.
Christopher, you're saying no to 35%. I'm gonna negotiate against myself. I mean, that's how interested I am in this. I'll give you the $3 million for 25% with equal representation on the board. That's my final offer.
Got a deal.
All right, there you go.
Wow.
Thank you.
Robert.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I keep the dead body.
I'll make you a special one.
Dead man.
That's $40,000 worth of inventory.
Well, Robert's always been my favorite. We're both techies. This investment will ultimately allow us to save a lot of animals' lives, a lot of people's lives, and do a lot of good in the world.
Well, what
I think
are you
it's gonna
going
be
to do?
great.
Hire a CEO for him?
Yeah.
That's what he
He
needs.
needs somebody who's gonna
Absolutely.
run
He is the
business.
classic example of a brilliant guy that needs a CEO early on.
Definitely. But let me ask you, are you going to take an insurance policy out on the scientist? I don't think he's going to make it much longer. He hardly has a heartbeat. The cadaver has more energy than that guy.